You get out and you find out that your ex-wife, you get out on the 2nd. When did your ex-wife kill herself?
It was Monday morning, sir. And then they found her in her car, and she stayed alive until that night she passed. So I really don't think that was the ultimate decision she wanted to make. She felt alone, and I've never knew her to be a certain person that had that kind of...
Did she shoot herself, or did she... I thought she shot herself.
Yeah, she sure did. And,
okay.
I would talking with some friends, and, suicide's a big deal, and, people do it to... they end up doing it, but it seemed like that wasn't what she wanted to be her final stay here on the planet, sir. So...
And she dropped the kids off. This happened in Florida, and your two children, they're both girls, right? 12 and 10.
Yes, yep.
And she dropped them off at a neighbor's house.
I believe they were at school, and then something went wrong with her mentality, and I talked to her Sunday night, and, I know she was having some trouble with money, and I told her, she's beautiful, and, things are going to be all right. I'm out, and I'm going to help you with bills. And
Your stepmother told me that her boyfriend out there broke up with her. She thought that was the catalyst.
Yeah, that was something that I heard was a possibility of why that it all happened, sir.
Got it. Okay, so regardless, the kids, though, are now with the neighbor.
They're with their grandparents, Christina's mom and dad right now.
Oh, because they got out there from South Dakota.
Yeah, they sure did.
Okay, so here is what I think the plan is. Daphne, I want you to kind of tell everybody kind of what's going on. At first, we were going to get them plane tickets to get them out here, and that turned into something that just didn't seem to be happening.
No, because Florida was putting a time restraint on getting those tickets, and it just was not.
And the social worker out there refused to talk to you.
Right, it won't talk to media, which makes sense. It's about kids. It's very sensitive. So the parole officer, Michael's parole officer, has been in communication with them. Yesterday, I spoke with Christina's best friend, and she said that the parents are willing to fly the kids to South Dakota. And it just seems like the best thing for the children.
And that's where the body's going, too.
Exactly.
So they can go to the funeral.
Right.
And they're old enough, they really should get somewhat, really, funerals are for closure. They're for the living. I really do believe that 10 and 12-year-olds should be at the funeral.
Absolutely. And
so the kids are going to get to South Dakota. The mother's body will get to South Dakota. The funeral will happen. And then how are we getting these kids reunited with Dad that's on the phone?
So the plan is that either Michael and his mom, or just Michael or just his mom, or even Dan, his parole officer, is willing to go too. We'll go to South Dakota and pick up the children.
Yeah, we will. Deputy Doc said,
right.
You would. Mm-hmm. We can even fly them out. Whatever it takes, we want to get these kids back here.
Yeah, we need to keep the eye on the kids. That's what it's about, is getting them to the safest and best place.
Suzanne?
So I just got a call from a gal who is the niece. So the deceased is Christina. Yeah. Her mother's husband, he's the uncle of this gal who just called. She says she's got a lot of stuff to tell us. There's a lot of dirty laundry and concern going on she didn't want to go on the air about. So I don't know if Daphne wants to give her a call and find out, or if we even care, since he has legal rights to the kids.
Here's some of the strange stuff, Michael, and this is why I wanted to get you on. Yesterday, towards the end of the show, we started getting calls from, who was it? Donna? Who was it?
We got a call from Sandy. We got a call from Dell.
But no one will come on the air.
Sandy would not. I think I could probably get Dell on the phone. This is the thing.
Yeah, but
there's mudslinging from both sides, and the problem is that part doesn't matter. Keep the eye on the children and stop this.
And he's got custody.
Exactly. And even one of them, I'm not going to say which one, said that there was a warrant for Michael's arrest in South Dakota. Well, I spoke with Michael's parole officer, and there's no way he would have been let out if there was anything out there anywhere. And so there's mudslinging going on. Stop it. Stop it, and just remember, these little girls just lost their mother.
The good news is it seems like multiple family members and even neighbors want these kids, but guess what? Michael, regardless of the problems you had in getting out of prison. That never sounds great, and you need a job. And so everybody knows that the girls aren't just going to stay in the halfway house. Of course, that would never work. They're actually going to Michael's dad.
No, Michael's mother.
It's Michael's mother instead. She's taking them.
Oh, not the stepmom?
The dad and the stepmom decided it would be probably too hard financially, and they're older. So the mother, I thought I told you that yesterday, Mark. The mother in Colorado, the grandmother, is going to take them in.
All right. Michael, I guess the bottom line is we're going to help you get these kids back, whatever we can do. You're good with everything that's happening right now, right? The kids going there. Hey, this power of attorney we sent over, I wouldn't sign this. Yeah. I would not sign it as is, no matter what. Okay. I'm telling you that right now. But I'm not an attorney. Sure. We're going to have we're having one of our attorneys in family law look at it. So we'll get back to you, but do not sign this one. This one looks like they're trying to okey doke you, man.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that.
Yeah, so it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. So anyhow, we'll let our folks look at it, maybe help you out there. All right, later, Gator. We'll keep you in the know, man, and hopefully this works out for these girls. This is one of those stories we get. It's crazy. We have had so many people now call up, just like Suzanne said, saying, oh, there's more to it. This guy's a deadbeat, but no one will tell us anything.
Exactly. If they're not going to, but the bottom line is stop the mudslinging. Just keep stop talking to the girls about their father.
If there's true mudslinging, in other words, if this guy did something and they have proof of it and it's bad, I mean really bad, we do want to know about it.
Now's not the time, though, for these little girls. Later, they can do, whatever, but come on, just let these girls mourn their mother.
Daphne, Suzanne, you guys have done wonderful on this. This is a really, really good story. We're going to get these kids back, and the cool part is when they're in Colorado, we've already got them furniture for their bedrooms. We have had numerous donations of gift cards. We have had people donate. Our own people donate money for plane tickets. These kids are going to be okay. They're going to have more than just the family out here. They're going to have an extended family, which is us.
I'm going to go take over the show. Let your wife go. Okay, was that too emotional?
No, you're fine. You held it together great. Yeah.
At least my voice didn't crack.
Denver Trial Lawyers, your catastrophic injury experts.
If the travel plans include traveling up into the high country, give yourself plenty of time and be careful. Pretty much chaining trash and laws in place along I-70 from Georgetown traveling out west. US 6 over Loveland Pass remains closed because of the heavy winter conditions in the high country. So again, be careful out there. Back in town, a few slow spots to watch out for when you drive across the metro area freeway system. On the north end, northbound I-25, solid stop and go from 104th.
It is funny how many people have called up saying, oh, you don't know, this guy used to beat his wife. But, the parole officer, there's never been a criminal record. There's been nothing. With the exception of the drugs and writing the bad checks the one time, there's been nothing.
Well, the one that called up was just the neighbor in Florida, and she hardly knew him.
I love how I'm doing a trial lawyers after a trial lawyers. It is incredible. That $70 million was a birth injury from Denver Trial Lawyers. On top of that, listen to this, $22 million for a medical malpractice, $5 million for a sexual assault. Here's the bottom line with Denver Trial Lawyers. They'll fight their butt off for you if you or a loved one have been injured by, let's say, a product, a doctor, a hospital, a therapist, a nursing home, assisted living. Call these guys, 303-571-5302. If they take your case, they will win. 303-571-5302.
That was a good segue.
What?
That was a good segue.
That's a guarantee.
Isn't it weird? I know I'm doing a Denver trial to a I don't think I've ever done that before. Actually, it's probably good for him because it's like one super long commercial. Or it's bad for him because it's one super long commercial.
Where's Tom at today?
He's been out all week. He's in Arizona or California.
Oh, okay.
I forget which one.
California.
Stephanie's parents have a couple homes in the West Coast there. I forget where though. Who's the commissioner of baseball?
baseball lover.
I'm not a baseball lover. Well, you know, it really
Too
was
slow
a big
for me.
sport.
Rob
back in the
Manfred.
day. Who?
It still is.
Rob Manfred.
Has he been the commissioner for a long time?
I'm not that familiar with him, yeah.
I've never even heard the name before. I thought it was.
He
What
succeeded
brought that up?
Bud Selig in
Yeah.
2015.
That's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think they live close to Bud Selig. In fact, I think it's one of their neighbors.
Tell you what I can't understand is how Roger Goodell can keep a job.
What do you think of this new Brady deal? This recording? I mean, they definitely recorded. There's no doubt about it.
What was it? I didn't even hear
I didn't hear that one.
They were filming the Cincinnati bench during the game, trying to get signals.
Oh, it was the bench that they were doing.
For 8 minutes or 10 minutes of the videotape of the game, they're actually taping the bench.
Oh.
And then you know what the guy said? That, you know, they went right up and questioned the videographer. He said,
they deleted it.
he said, I'll delete it right now or destroy it. Let's just make this go away.
What was it?
He was filming the bench trying to
He was
steal
filming the
signals
and shit.
Oh!
During the game.
During the game.
See, you're allowed to film the game, and that's what their film crew was there. But
Yeah, you're not allowed to
you're
film
not
the
allowed to film
sidelines.
the sidelines.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, I got
They
you.
had a full 10 minutes of sideline video.
Gestures.
And then Belichick came out and goes, I have no idea. It wasn't us. No, he literally said that. He goes, listen, that's got nothing to do with us. That's a whole different department in the organization. I don't know what they do. I have no control over what they do. Wasn't us. I like that
Well, his
answer.
answer should have been, why in the hell do we think we need to video Cincinnati?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Of all the teams.
He's won one game.
Yeah.
I thought that was the exact thing.
That is funny.
But I never heard they do the bench. I thought it was just the game, so
No,
that
you're
makes
allowed
more
to
sense.
do the game.
That
Yeah.
makes
Well,
more
that's where they
sense.
get all their game footage.
Yeah, game films and stuff, but you know.
Goodell will trip all over that. He trips over everything he does.
Did you get
Goodell?
that
Goodell?
voicemail good? And you cut that part out, right? I had to cut out a part of this audio. I think it'll still, I don't think you could even tell it was cut out though.
Scam, fed up, burned, tricked. These are some of the comments we get from the hundreds of thousands of people who forgave their
Maybe 45, maybe I'll save it second, third hour, I don't know, man.
And I want to give you a free copy of my book.
Oh, you're fine.
Time magazine, Wall Street's retirement plans for
What do they have out there?
millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA,
Did you see England's going to Brexit for sure?
then I've discovered a way to grow my
We'll see. Unless they don't.
Unless they don't.
Yeah.
also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits.
But apparently it's quite a
If
sweep.
there's a ton, let these guys know.
Wall Street now to get a free book.
Well, they've been trying to do it
If
for
Wachowski was here, that fucking guy.
But they never really...
He'll eat anything.
Oh, yeah.
He sniffs around, man. You should see this guy, Jeff. He'll fucking
Oh,
anything.
and
I've seen him eat like 4 hours straight,
Yeah.
and he weighs like 3 pounds.
But he got a nasty sweet tooth. I mean, he will go after the pastries, cakes, candies. That's
Everything.
Yeah. But he's always out there scrounging. Yeah, because he'll do some kind of buffet and he'll be out there in line with a plate.
All right, we've got a ton going on. We're going to keep this thing just moving and grooving. I hope everybody got that update. Any donations you want to make to help these girls once they're out there. By the way, we don't even take a penny of it. And, you know, I do want to constantly monitor this one. But help at troubleshooter.com. If you're ever interested, ever want to help anybody here on this show, help at troubleshooter.com. And everything is definitely checked out. We know what's going on. We've been burned too many times, honestly. So we dot the I, cross the T's. All of that stuff. And we're going to play something, a second hour of voicemail left for me this morning, and I want to try to get her on the air, but that'll be very, very interesting. Tom, what's going on with you, sir?
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Good, man. What's up?
Good. Hey, first up, my problem sounds pretty petty compared to what you're dealing with Mike and those kids. I send my prayers out to them.
Excellent.
And as much hope as possible. So I have a 2013 Mercedes-Benz C300. I bought it used, but that's irrelevant. A neighbor ran into it about a year and a half ago, The insurance company paid for everything. I got it fixed. It looks gorgeous, better than it did before. However, I went and had it estimated at Mercedes-Benz, and they said there's at least, based on the Carfax, there's at least a $1,500 reduced resale value on it.
Yeah, diminished value.
Diminished value. I requested that along with the insurance payment for the repairs from the insurance company, and they denied it.
Well,
you have to wait till after you sell it.
You lost me a few places, Tom. I thought you said this happened a year and a half ago.
That's right.
And you already took a settlement and it got fixed, right?
For the repairs, that's correct.
Yeah, that's done. I'm sure you signed a full settlement at that point, and it was done and over. In other words, they're not going to go back in time and give you diminished value.
Right. That's because I'm ready to sell this thing, and that's what I'm running up against.
Yeah, what I do.
That's not going to happen.
No, not with a dealer like that. But here, we just sell it. Okay, here. Let me ask my expert right here, because you happen to have a guy in studio right now, Rod Greer with JFR Cars. That's what you do for a living, is find cars for people that they're looking for and sell them at a reasonable price. So what would be his best bet in selling this Mercedes and not getting stung with the $1,500 from a dealer?
The best way to do it is going to be probably just
get closer to that mic.
You're going to probably have to retail out of that, or we can put it on consignment to get you top dollar. And a lot of times I can beat the market and being able to absorb that by getting you the car for below market and being able to absorb that inequity and
so what did they offer you for it, for the trade-in or whatever?
Well, it was they said it would have been worth $9,800 without the Carfax damage, and about $1,500 less because of it.
Yeah, and what Rod is saying is he might be able to get you the $9,800. So I'd give him a call, and like he said, you can consign it. Can they still drive it while you're consigning it, or how does that work?
Yeah, we can do that. It's just a little bit tougher. You just got to be on the phone, because when we get a phone call, we just have to, say give you 24 hours, but we can make that happen if you need that car as a driver.
Yeah, so whatever. I mean, there's other ways to do it to where you're not going to take that hit. But diminished value on a car that's a 2013 would have been tough to begin with, man. Generally speaking, it's when that vehicle is pretty new. But you can argue diminished value. If it's truly diminished, you can argue it. There's no doubt about it. Does that help you out, Tom?
Absolutely, very good. And I'll maybe I can get his number, or
303. I'm going to give it to you right now, and I'll give it out numerous times. 303-520-6839. 303-520-6839. JFRCars.com, and you can always find these people on the referral list at referrallist.com. Okay, kill your mic. Let's put a ticket in on that mic. I hear it. Do you hear that, Mike? It's driving me insane. It's driving me bonkers. 303-713-8255. All right, Colin. No. Let's go to a car question. Linda, what's going on?
In September, I was backing my 2008 Lexus out of the driveway, and it suddenly accelerated and smashed into the neighbor's car across the street and bounced like a billiard ball, caroming. It bounced back onto my lawn and hit 3 trees going sideways across the lawn and across the driveway. Miraculously, I was fine. I walked out of the car, but the car was a wreck.
Oh, my goodness. What failed on the car? You alluded to the fact that this was not you doing this.
No, the brakes wouldn't work. The steering wouldn't work. It was like a roller coaster ride at Lakeside, only not one I wanted.
So what happened? So I assume your insurance paid for whatever damage, or what happened?
My insurance paid for the car damage and my neighbor's car, but nothing for the landscape damage, because it was my lawn, my yard, and I did it.
I got you.
But I kept thinking, how could this happen? Because I know I was trying to stop and steer the car. And
what do you think? What did the people that repaired it, what did they think happened?
No, it wasn't repaired. I thought I would never get into this death trap again. And the insurance company totaled it.
Okay.
And I have a different car.
Did they look at it? I mean, did they try to figure out what happened?
Well, I kept thinking, how could this happen? And I remembered about 30 years ago, there was a thing with Audis suddenly accelerating.
Yeah.
So I went online, and sure enough, Lexus recalled 7 million of my model car.
Oh, wait, Lexus RX 350, right?
Yes.
Guys, do you see that?
There are a few blogs on here about describing almost identical what she was going through with her steering wheel locks and the brakes don't work.
So what does Lexus say about it? Here's the problem, though. You don't even have the vehicle anymore.
That's the hard part.
You have nothing.
Right, but I have my insurance company adjuster, and Lexus has their own adjuster, and they have like a black box in the car, an event data recorder.
Yeah.
And it's proprietary software. No one else can figure it out except their engineers.
Well, of course, because it's their product, but you can sue them and figure that out. But I'm going to go back to what I said before. You don't have the car or the black box. It's probably in a little brick the size of, it's probably been junked already, is my point.
Yeah, but they're insisting the car worked fine. There was nothing wrong with the steering, nothing wrong with the brakes.
I got you.
It's just my fault.
Linda, I understand.
I'm wondering if there's a federal agency I could contact that deals with problems.
I'm going to give you real advice after this break. So you just hold tight, okay? I don't know if you're going to like it or not. Actually, you might like it. But seriously, I'm going to give you real advice on this, Linda, so hold tight. 303-713-8255.
So was there a recall on it?
No, but there's a couple complaints with NHT or whatever the hell they are.
So there was no recall?
No.
I thought she had said there were recalls and stuff on it.
Well, it says after turning the parking lot, slow-speed car suddenly accelerated, hit the side of the hotel.
At first thought it was an age thing, the way she said
it.
Yeah.
The automatic braking system didn't engage, sudden acceleration of the car was too slow.
What do you guys say?
So when they downloaded the black box, they said that they didn't see any steering, that anybody tried to steer or hit the brake. That's what the Lexus.
So they looked at the
but if the steering wheel's locked, I mean.
Well, I don't know that it's locked or just these other ones that I'm reading. It's just that they had a lack of power steering as opposed to locked.
Oh, that's electric power, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, become the banker. If you haven't checked this out, you really need to, but it's a way to take some tax incentives that the government allows us to do for retirement when it comes to life insurance. But Tom did a wonderful, wonderful video on this thing that you should just check out. And then you can sign up for a webinar. You don't even have to go to their seminars. You can actually do a face-to-face webinar and ask any question you want of these guys. But it's a really cool product. It's conservative, but yet you can grow money. You can also loan money to yourself out of your own savings. It's pretty cool, and charge yourself interest that helps grow your retirement. Here's the webinar. You ready? It's becomethebanker.info. becomethebanker.info, and it's Tom's brief, concise video about it. You're going to dig it. At least watch the video, and then you can click the button if you want to talk to someone. becomethebanker.info.
Yeah, that electronic power steering, man. If that thing decides to go one way or the other, you're not moving it.
No.
There was a 60 Minutes or something where the guy was in a vehicle next to, I think it was a Ford of some sort, and he did something wirelessly to make the vehicle start braking while he was driving.
Yeah.
That's fucking scary.
Well, there was that Jeep several years ago that actually they hacked into while the guy was going down the highway. Coming next year, Chrysler, we're going to have to actually register all our scan tool equipment with Chrysler. And it's going to come down the pipe where all the other manufacturers are going to do it too.
So anytime you're in there, they know it.
They know it well, and not to mention, unless it's registered, all you can do is code read. You can't erase codes, you can't look at data streams, you can't access anything inside there. That way they know who's been in there, what they're doing at all times, and what they did, so they can trace that stuff back. And it's going to be like $60, but you have to register it. But otherwise,
I don't think that's a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, but if all the manufacturers are doing it, and I've got to do that with Chrysler, and I've got to do it with Ford, and I got to do it with Nissan, I got to do Toyota. It starts to add up.
Yeah. Wow. The Nissan stuff, you still have to download each update through Nissan for...
I do most of that in shop. Yeah.
But don't you have to purchase the download like as a part?
No, well, I go through. I use there's Drew Technologies. I use the RAP program, so it's all done remotely. We just hook it all up, and they call us when they're ready to do it. And they go wirelessly.
Really? Oh, really?
Do it right there inside the house. Now there are some of the European stuff that's still touchy whether or not they can do it, and the Subaru CVTs they can't do it. So actually, I have Rob Brago over at CDE. He comes over and does the Subarus for me and whatnot.
Cool.
So, or older Dodges. They can't do some of the older Dodge stuff.
Yeah, you need that old Dodge brick. Whatever.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions like online skills.
Nissan's CVT still giving trouble?
Oh yeah, that's a moneymaker, man. I love those things. I love those things. Bring them on, baby.
How good are they? How long do they last generally?
80, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And then if you get a Nissan rebuild, we've seen about a 33% failure rate inside 13 or 14
Are they
months.
just that much cheaper to build? Is that why they use them?
No, they're expensive to build, man.
So why do they use them?
They're just putting it's for fuel economy.
Fuel economy and power, because you keep the thing within the power band longer.
I'll bring in some internals and I'll show you how the thing works.
I think mine in my Genesis is like a fucking 8 or 10 speed, but it's definitely not a CV whatever.
CVT, yeah.
At least I
that's why I called you on that one. I bought my stepdaughter a Hyundai because I see all these people buying these 08s to 2010 Nissans and stuff with 60,000 on them, thinking they're getting a deal. And then you get
they don't hold value.
What'd you end up getting her?
The Elantra SEL.
Little Elantra, new one.
Yeah.
Fuck, they're a bargain, aren't they?
15 grand for a 2020 with a 1010.
And they look nice.
Was it 2020?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
It's a good-looking fucking vehicle, man.
It is, but it's the great warranty.
Yeah.
But if you get stuck with one of these, 80,000 mile CVTs, you're on the hook for a $5,000-$6,000 transmission.
They just replaced the engine and transmission in my kid's Santa Fe. It had 94,000. They put the engine in it, and Jeff looked at the transmission. It had a little leak, remember? But they can't. I guess you thought they would just reseal it.
Reseal it or gives you a new PTU.
They put a brand new fucking transmission in it.
Wow.
And then they extended the warranty to 120,000 to make me feel better. Get the fuck out of here, right?
But do you
no.
No.
I felt him. He doesn't feel any better.
No. But he's
feels
got
the
like
same
a brand
to
new
me.
vehicle again. It's crazy.
But a lot of the manufacturers extended warranties.
You know what the dealer does? I brought it to McDonald for it, but those pricks don't even put new spark plugs in it. They use the old ones.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, they tried to sell me new ones. I said, put the old ones in. I'll have one of my guys do the tune-up eventually.
Well, that's called maintenance. Warranty doesn't cover maintenance.
Yeah, I know, but they're putting a new engine in.
No, it's maintenance still.
All right, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, can save you money and sell your house. Yeah, that's it. I don't even need to go into much more than that. He was in yesterday. If you want to get top dollar when you're selling your house, you call Frank Duran, the real estate man. It's that simple. Frank Duran, the real estate man.com. That's it. Check him out. What are you shoving down your pie hole in there, Ugly Ed? My God, man. I hear you. Everybody hears you on air. That's crazy. I like giving him a hard time. 303-713-8255. Let's see here. Linda, I want to go back to you. Listen, Linda, government agencies, so if they went through the black box, which I'm assuming they did, I don't know why they'd lie, and they said nothing happened there, you know what? Maybe you did something and you don't remember. Maybe you didn't and it did happen. But you don't have the vehicle. You don't have the black box. And to hire an attorney for this would be just outrageous. There's not much you're going to do. So here's my advice to you. Kind of put it behind you. It happened. It's done. It's over. You don't have to drive that death trap anymore. That's it. I mean, just really put it behind you. Don't focus much more energy on this, because I can tell you feel really burned about this, and I understand you had to pay for some of the landscaping, but, it is what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I like that. She agreed with me. I thought I was going to get a mouthful. You son of a... Speaking of which, we're going to play something next hour. A nice voicemail. Deputy Dan, you're the one that listened to it this morning, right?
Oh, yeah.
The voicemail. We're going to play a voicemail left, and we're going to try to get her on the phone. It's going to be interesting to say the least. 303-713-8255. Matt, what is going on with you?
Yeah, good morning. In May of 2018, my wife and I moved into a new house, and in January 2019, the freezer on our GE fridge went out. We contacted GE. They sent out a third party to fix it. The freezer went out again in March, July, August, and November.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This thing went out 4 times or 5?
5.
And they fixed it each time?
GE sent out a third party, and each time this guy came out, replaced parts, did whatever he could. And again, it continued about every 2-3 months to go out.
What are they replacing? What part is failing?
I don't know.
Okay.
The last in August, the guy replaced just about everything he could, and he says he thought there was a leak, and he tried to patch or fix the leak.
Hey, Daphne,
didn't happen.
You know what? You don't have to say much more, Matt. The fact that they had to fix the same issue 5 times, I wouldn't buy a GE if I had to. I can't believe this. Why don't they just replace the unit? Did it break again, and now it's not under warranty?
Correct. That's what we asked. We asked GE just to give us a new fridge. They said, well, now it's out of warranty. And we said, hey, the original problem happened when it was under warranty. And so now they're refusing to not only replace the fridge, but they're refusing to fix the, fridge anymore.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I do, and I'm not kidding. I'd sue them. I'd take them to small claims court for whatever that fridge costs, and I know I'd win. I have no doubt in my mind I wouldn't win that, long as you're not BSing me and you have proof they came out and fixed the same thing 5 times. So that's small claims court. But now, Daphne, do we have an angel at GE? Is GE, please tell me that's one of the companies that has come through and replaced bad stuff, or no?
I'm just signing in and taking a look, but I do believe that I have someone.
Okay, good. What was the last fridge you got replaced? It was similar. Was that a Kenmore? What was it?
It wasn't Kenmore.
No, what was it? A KitchenAid.
Right, KitchenAid, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good at this, Matt, so let us take a stab at that first, and maybe we can get it replaced. But GE should be just ashamed of themselves.
I don't know if you want a new one, would you?
Well, yeah,
no,
you would.
I'm done with GE.
Yeah, but no. We're going to try to get GE to replace it. I mean, they're not going to buy you a Kenmore.
No, I understand, and
okay.
I appreciate your help.
Yeah, so let's try that. Hold tight. We got to get your info so we can get back with you. That's on line 3, 303-713-8255. That's crazy. Ooh, Kelsey. Kelsey is a friend of Christina who committed suicide, what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Daphne, what is Kelsey? I'm not going to go to her right now. I'll go to her first thing, but what is she bringing to the party?
She is a friend of Christina's and wants to talk about Michael.
All right, man. Okay, as the world turns, everybody hang tight. We're going to see what that's about. 303-713-8255. Gary, really quick, I'll have these guys thinking of the question over the break. What is it? Gary. Oh, my God. Yeah, okay, it took you a minute to catch up with us. But, Gary, what is your question? I'm going to have these guys contemplate it over the break.